Hey, this is Daryl with the Planter Project. Wanted to go over some mulches with you and figure out which is the best for you, and hopefully provide you some other information that maybe isn't out there or you hadn't thought about. Again, just going over some mulches, just some different ground covers. Some people call it ground cover, some people call it mulches, and depending on what part of the country you're in, people can refer to it different things. So I'm just another source. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you and shoot you in the right direction. But first off, to my left, I want us to go over it's a blend, a cypress blend. So basically all natural product, kind of a goldish brown, again, natural. Good for vegetation, good for plants, good for around your house. Not gonna hurt anything, there's no dyes in it. Again, natural cypress mulch. Again, all these products, these are what's available in my area. This is all I know. There's other parts of the country that some of these products may not be available, but then again, you may have some things that I don't have available. So definitely go down to your local nursery or a big box store and see what they have. Try some things out, bring some things home, and actually put them up against the house or around the plants, and just see how they go, how they flow. What makes you, what pulls that trigger for you to say, yeah, that's the product? Because in all actuality, it comes down to what you like. I'll try to give you some inside information of where these come from or what may be involved. But at the end of the day, it's up to you and what you prefer, as it should be. It's your design, it's your artwork, it's your property. So hopefully this will provide you some of the information. I'll go on to a red mulch. Not a big fan of it. This is kind of looks like the same as the other cypress mulch as far as the cut. It's shredded. This is dyed. They call it red mulch for a reason because it is red. As you can see, red as red can be. You put that down at your property, everybody's going to know that you just mulched your home. That's what you're looking for. By all means, put this down. Again, this is a dyed red mulch. Next product we have is it's a cypress base. It's got some other products in it, but they call it gold mulch, G-O-L-D, gold mulch, because of the color, obviously. This is still a little damp after just pulling it out of the bag, but for the color-wise, as you can see, this is why they call it gold. A lot of options, a lot of options. Next product we got is a black mulch. Same thing, a lot of different products of wood in here, a lot of different types of woods. You may have an oak tree, you may have a pallet. So at the end of the day, they just soak it in a dye, and that's what provides that black color. So again, black mulch. Another one just like the black, except done the same way, except when it comes out, they dye brown. Hence the word brown mulch. So we got the red, we got the gold, we got the black, we got the brown. A lot of options. Look at your structure. See what looks best with it. What flows. Look at some of the textures in your plants. Some of the borders on your fence. Just look at everything. Again, go down to the box store, bring home a couple different varieties, put them down, and see what you like. Next product is all natural product. This is our large pine bark. Obviously comes off a pine tree, but it is the bark on the side. And it's large because it's the larger pieces. 4 or 5 inches is usually the sizes on these. Large pine bark. Then we have the mini nuggets. Again, from a pine tree, so it's the bark that comes off a pine tree. These are 1 to 2 inches, a little bit smaller. You may find one bigger in there, but for the most part, these are usually under 2 inches long. But again, they call this nuggets, pine bark nuggets. Kind of this and the large pine bark is pretty light. A lot of times you'll hear people say, I washed down my driveway, it's down in my gutter. This would be probably the product they're speaking of. So it is natural looking, it is bark. It does break down, which a lot of these products do. And that's something to think about is when it does break down, the byproduct of it, the dye, or if it's natural, it's going to go down into the roots and of your plant. So think about that with the dyes. We just don't know what's all in there, but it does take a little while for them to break down. One of my favorites here is kind of the end result of all the pine barks is the fines, pine bark fines, and it's just very easy to put down. It's not going to hurt any plants if you throw it on there. It's not going to choke any plants out. It breaks down. Again, feeding the plant that you surround it with. It's not heavy. and it's not going to float away. This usually comes in a 2 cubic foot bag, like the majority of these. But I'll tell you this, when you buy a 2 cubic foot bag of this, it's very dense. It's probably going to be the heaviest of all these bags. Just that's the way it comes, and it goes a long way. Sometimes I put this down as a base before I put, say, some of the larger mulch down, just because it goes a long way, and it provides like a base for the pine bark, instead of me coming back with a couple more bags of pine bark to fill in the open areas. So this again is pine bark fines. Another option you have is this product right here. You're looking at pine needles, and basically pine needles, they bind together. Once it rains, they get very heavy and they don't go anywhere. A good product for erosion, say on the side of a hill, or I don't know, say that you just had a pool built or you've seen some erosion. This is a good erosion capture. It'll keep things from say the dirt washing away. You can throw it, it's easy to handle, comes in bales, doesn't usually come in a bag, but this is a pine straw. You may see it, and it's an option, but a very good product. Another product we have here is some egg rock. Down here in my area, it's kind of heavier. They come in all different sizes and different rock, different quarries. There's a lot of different. I'm just kind of introducing you to this. I'll do another video on some of the other hardscape or harder ground covers that you can use, from pea gravel to boulders. But this is good for borders, and it's good for putting around plants too. However, you don't want to put it on the base or the root ball of the plant. And remember, even though these are white, they attract heat, and there's nothing, once these things don't break down, so you're not getting any nourishment, say, from say pine bark. When it breaks down, you're going to get some of the nutrients from this pine bark that goes down to the soil, to where this is never going to give you any kind of nutritional value, I guess you'd say, to your plant. So, but once it's down, you don't have to replace it. But when you do replace it, you're going to wonder why you put it down, because it's not the easiest thing to remove. That's some of the ground covers that you can look at putting down. Again, go down to the stores, talk to the manager, talk to the owner, however big the store is, and tell them what you're kind of doing, and take some home and just try it out in different areas. You'll see that some of the bags, like this bag here, this is a 3 cubic foot bag, and then some of the other ones are 2 cubic foot bags. You'll find most of the 2 cubic foot bags are plenty heavy enough, but at some of the nurseries, you'll get a little bit more bang for your buck, at least in my experience. If you go with the 3 cubic foot bags, they're a little heavier, yes, of course. So if you can handle them, again, your dollars will go a lot further with the 3 cubic foot bags. But sometimes they just don't offer them that big, and sometimes they don't offer your product in 2 cubic foot. So you just got to ask the questions, figure out which products you want, and then figure out how many square feet that you need covered. And I'll do another video on the square footage and how to figure that out, and so you get the proper amount of ground cover for the area that you want to contain with some of these mulches or the hardscape products. But that's about it. Again, thanks for watching Planter Project. If you have any questions or some inside information, definitely leave it in the comments. Always welcome those. And again, thanks for watching. We'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.